Oh my God, guys. Like, you're not going to believe this. Totally organic, natural conversation. What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing, folks? Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for being part of the show. Listen to this, okay? You ready? Prince Harry, Meghan Markle, Invictus 2025. Now, think about all the... This is a whole... There's a lot to tell you here. So... all the videos and everything that's been released and all her stuff on her influencer and blah, blah, blah. It's all been, normal stuff. However, folks, get a load of this. This is Prince Harry having a conversation. This is how you know this whole thing is rigged. This is how you know this is all this is how you know this is all propaganda. This is all a psyop. H covers all the bullet points in this. He does it horribly. But he covers all the bullet points, folks, and you're going to see that. I'm going to break this whole thing down. But here's the kicker. He is perfectly mic'd up. Why? First of all, ask yourself this. Why is this the video that he's perfectly mic'd up? Meghan Markle does not talk to him at all, which is odd. She's clinging on him the whole time. She's always, needs to be involved in the conversation. She leaves him be. Unbelievable. And here's the other thing. There's no music. There's no music. There's not a lot of crowd noise. There's not a lot of cheers. There's nothing interrupting this part of the conversation. It's perfectly mic'd. By the way, whoever's shooting this from some distance has everybody blurred out of the photo except for Freckles McGee, Sizzle Nuts, and this guy. And this guy's asking, now here's the other thing. You'll hear in the conversation that H is telling this guy a story that this guy asked about. Oh, sure he did. And H already mentioned the story to this guy already. This is rehearsed propaganda. Here's the other question you ask yourself, folks. Why is this the only thing that's been released that is perfectly shot, perfectly mic'd, no music in the background, Meghan's not bothering him, clinging on him, involved in the conversation, nothing. She's totally letting him be. She's not even concerned. She doesn't even look over. Because this is a performance, folks. This is a performance. You are watching propaganda at its finest. This whole psyop is coming, crumbling around them. Why is this the only thing that's being released? Ask yourself that. Now, I'm going to play the whole thing, and then I'm going to break down how ridiculous that this is, okay? Here's the whole thing. If you haven't seen it, here's the whole thing.
You either shut it down straight away, which I will never do, or you engage in the conversation and you try to explain things, but then it does. I mean, Archie was talking about, as I said earlier, Archie was asking about landmines. So I was talking about how some of these guys were blowing up. I think IEDs, improvised explosive devices, is probably a bit too much at this stage. But I found myself talking to him about mines at 5 years old. And interestingly, it gave me a chance to talk about my mum, his grandma, which I didn't even really consider. So that became the sort of the outcome of the story for him, which is he then saw videos, he wanted to see videos and photographs of his grandma Diana out doing her thing for landmines all those years ago. So it produced a very interesting conversation between me and him, different to what I thought it was going to be.
Okay, now let's break this down. First of all, you notice that this guy doesn't interact with the conversation at all? He just sits there and nods, but this guy is the one who was interested in the conversation. That's what you're supposed to believe in the first place. And H touches on all the bullet points, and I'm going to get to them right here, okay?
You either shut it down straight away, which I will never do, or you engage in the conversation.
So that means that this guy, allegedly, okay, believe this, okay? Think about this, too. They are at a veterans who have been injured, possibly in this way. You want to talk about fake empathy, fake insincerity, not sensitive? Why this would probably be the last thing that injured veterans would want to talk about or have a conversation about, and especially their supreme, you know, this is the head of the whole thing. I mean, I know he didn't start it, folks. I know this was given to him because they needed to give this bozo something to do. And this guy is absolutely ruining this thing. Why is this being released? Okay, so let's get back to it. This guy is asking him, well, how do you explain this to your kids? So Archie, who's 5 years old at the time, he's now 6, allegedly, is asking his Papa. By the way, Papa was manufactured by Meghan Markle in the book The Bench. Papa comes from Meghan Markle. I don't know where she got Papa from, but she refers to that in The Bench, the book, which I have broken down. Okay? She brings up Papa. Before Archie could talk, she was using the word Papa. So that's Meghan Markle's bullshit. Okay, here we go.
And you try to explain things, but then it does. I mean, you know, Archie was talking about, as I said earlier, Archie was asking about landmines.
Okay, Archie's asking about landmines. Archie was asking me about landmines. Archie's huge into war movies, and he's a History Channel buff. This is a 5-year-old kid. 5-year-old kids asking about landmines? Really? Really? Your kids that allegedly nobody's ever seen at school, nobody's ever seen around anything, he's asking about landmines? Really? Is he playing army with his friends? Really? That nobody ever sees? Is this really happening?
I was talking about how some of these guys were blowing up.
Okay, and now this. Okay, so you want to talk this? Hey, Archie. What's that? Pass the salt, Archie. Pass the salt. Oh yeah. Some of these guys are blowed up. Yeah, they lose their limbs, whatever. Who cares? Give me some more gravy, Archie. 2 sausages for me, please. Listen, that's how he talks about this. Yeah, some of these guys are blown. He's not like. Unfortunately, some of these veterans, they get injured, they're blown up. They're just blown to pieces. Limbs all over the place. Who cares? That's how this ass munch talks about this. This is the guy who's like, oh, you guys, I've got so much empathy for you. Blah, blah, blah. All this bullshit. Oh, yeah, they're blown up. They're blown up. Whatever. Who cares? Yeah. Pass me one of them. Pass me a slice of that cheesecake.
I think IEDs.
Okay, this idiot was in the military for 10 years. And he's acting like this is Prince Harry's acting right here. I believe it is called a tank. Is it called a tank? Or a grenade? Oh, Bagsy, what's it called? I believe it's an RED. Now, here's the other thing you're supposed to believe. That having a conversation about landmines and people being blown up, that's not, who gives a shit about that? But explaining the technical term, that's where you cross the line. Hey, you're crossing the line there, all right? Archie, listen. Oh, Archie, please.
Improvising special devices is probably a bit too much at this stage.
So that's too much at this stage, but telling people about landmines, which is the exact same thing, and people being blown up, that's fine.
I found myself talking to him about mines as 5 years old.
And what was unbelievable was, I can't believe it, the kid knew more than me. He was my intellectual superior at that moment.
Interestingly, it gave me a chance to talk about my mum, his grandma.
Okay, so now, he's covering all the bullet points here. Kids are interested. That's why we got to get the kids involved. We got to let them know. Okay, so kids are really into this, right? So we got to get these kids in Invictus. Okay, got to get them going, so we can, get the whole propaganda machine running on that. Then he's dropping his mom. So you're going to tell me in their own documentary, they had pictures of Princess Diana all over the place, right? She's standing showing Archie a picture of Diana in their own documentary. Now he's 5 years old, and you're supposed to believe that that gave him an opportunity to talk about his grandmother, so he's never talked about his grandmother until this moment? Okay, bullshit.
Which which I didn't even really consider. So,
you know what I never thought about? This is the guy that talks about his mother every single chance he gets. You're going to tell me that he hasn't told Archie every day of his life about his mother? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? And by his mother, I mean his mother. Not this alleged, you know.
that became the outcome of the story for him, which is he then saw videos, he wanted to see videos and photographs.
How would Archie know there's videos and photographs of this? How would a 5-year-old know that? Oh, Archie, let me tell you something. Your grandmother, yeah. Oh, you want to? Well, how would you know there's videos, Archie? That's unbelievable. You're such an intellectual superior to me.
Of his grandma Diana.
Okay, now he's got a. So this guy, believe this shit, okay? This guy who's talking to Prince Harry allegedly doesn't know that his mom is Princess Diana. You're supposed to believe this, okay? His grandmother Diana. You know, have I ever told you about her? Please, it's unbelievable.
Doing her thing for Landmines all those years ago. So it produced a very interesting conversation between me and him.
Okay, first of all, have you ever heard a parent talk like this about their kid? You say this about a business associate. You know what? We had that issue on that thing, but you know what? It developed into a very productive. You know, the conversation was very productive. I can't even talk. We had a very productive conversation after the fact. We got our issues resolved. No parent talks about this shit like this. Please.
Different to what I thought it was going to be.
Okay. Now you're supposed to believe this, folks. Archie, listen, I'll never talk to the kids. It's unbelievable. I'll never talk to them. They come over once in a blue moon, we take some photos, and then they leave. But it was unbelievable. We actually sat down. I've never said 2 words, a little son of a bitch. But it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. And Megzy does the seal clap and shuts her trap the whole time. Yeah. Good luck. And this is the video that they release, folks. This is the video. You putting all this together? This is one big con. All right? This is one big con. And this guy, I don't know who this dude is, but allegedly he doesn't know nothing about Princess Diana. He don't know nothing about nothing. And this is the second. So in this whole thing, this is the second, as I was telling you earlier. So this guy has now asked about little Archie and landmines twice. You're supposed to believe that. Yeah, right. Anyways, let me know your thoughts. Hope you guys are all doing great. Hope you're having a fantastic day. And who loves you, baby?
Who loves you, baby? You're beautiful.